Let me say a pleasant good evening to UNC Senator David the General Nakhid. Good evening to you, sir.
Big brother Mikey, good evening to you and all your listeners worldwide.
Yes, indeed.
Enjoy being with you all the time.
And Ramadan blessings to you and your entire community, family, and everyone.
Thank you so much. Ramadan Mubarak for everyone as well.
Yes, indeed. You've always weighed in on many of the social issues, talking about, the plight of the people who have been neglected for years by the PNM. We see what's playing out in Sealots recently. There's a peace treaty that was signed, according to the senior police. There was a peace meeting at the beginning of Pioneer Drive in Sealots, and members from different sides, including elders, youth, and men, came together. Everyone signed the peace agreement, and afterwards there were prayers. I mean, why is it that it seems like in these communities that it is so fragile to the point that any move that takes place, there always seems to be some sort of breakdown, I should say, of the social functions. And this has not been happening. I mean, it's not something that took place overnight. Give us as you expand on it, tell us, what are we witnessing here?
What we are witnessing are the chickens of the PNM coming home to roost. When you have in these communities, and I know these communities, Sealots, Lavantil West, I know all these communities. I mean, when we used to have a player in the national youth team from Tobago who lived in Sealot, I used to go and visit him regularly. And I have a very good idea how these communities operate. What the PNM has done, it has pauperized these communities. It has only left them as a voters bank. And their only concern for these communities is how can we get the votes for the PNM? How can we isolate them from the rest of the country? Because if you go to PNM, I mean, apart from young brother, and congrats to him, big shout out to him and the people supporting him and so in Sealot. You feel that you're in a different country when you go into Sealot and so. And those people who come from Sealot might not feel like that. But if you're going into Sealot and witnessing the kind of poverty and the kind of isolation, people get acclimatized to the environment they are in, but you coming from outside the community, you realize that something is not right, and that's a fact. And of course, that has been borne out. That's why I said the PNM chickens are coming home to roost in Sealot. What they've nurtured there and developed there is the PNM dependency syndrome, where they have to wait for a contract. And if the contract is not distributed equitably, then you'll have the problem that you see having there. And the leaders the community leaders that they have there, and that the PNM turn around and fashion as gang leaders, they from their own mouth, they turn around but these are the people that they have to give the contracts to in order to have any kind of equity within those communities. And the truth of it, Mikey K, the PLM has not managed these pauperized communities properly. They just have them on being hand-to-mouth from contract to contract. And these people are accountable to their people in the community. They have to feed them. So you take away somebody, and my reading of the situation and my speaking with people from the community, so you have somebody there who was in charge of the contracts, and he has been put in jail, and then you have people who are questioning the equitable distribution of the money of the contract, and that's why the little friction began. And that goes to show you how the PNM, even within their own communities, are not in control. They're not really in control. The PNM likes to give you the idea of that they're in control. But when you have to be signing peace treaties, Mikey, in a democratic state, in different communities, you have to be signing peace treaties. Something is demonstrably wrong with that. Just say hear that. I mean, just say hear that. What does that tell you? That within certain communities in Trinidad and Tobago, you have to be signing peace treaties. communities between east and west, north and south, or wherever. I mean, that means the PNM has failed these communities. And for Keith Scotland to come in, like he has done something, he's the biggest failure because he doesn't represent these communities in any proportional way, in a way that we can feel proud of. Keith Scotland is a clown. You know what I mean? With all his obtuse remarks, he has done nothing. You don't see him going down there and getting groups together where they could get involved in sports, they could get involved in educational programs. No, for them it's all of this is collateral damage to them. How it go? For the PNM.
Yeah, Senator, because it does seem a bit conflicting. You have Mr. Scotland saying that he visited the community on Sunday where he said calm was restored following a meeting with residents, as if to say, well, all right, that whole issue of any fighting, any sort of confrontation, that no longer exists. But then you have citizens, of course, people, members of the community who are saying that the youths are not getting a fair chance to pursue their goals. We don't want the bad image of the community to hold back the good ones. There are many good people here. Shouldn't that be the key focus? Shouldn't that be the core focus? Not about just saying that, hey, something started up, everything is calm now, peace has been restored, and it's business as usual.
Mikey K, the whole of Trinidad and Tobago realizes the PM is not interested in advancing the cause, in advancing the educational needs, societal needs of the people that they purportedly represent in these constituencies. Since when PNM care about black people in Silat, so Lavantil, or Mova, or anywhere, or Tilapuna? Since when? These are the worst performing constituencies. The schools there, the healthcare centers, the health centers there, everything there. When did Qatar ever go down there and try and organize, let's say, a football league down there, or a cricket league, or something to do with sports that could get people motivated and interested, and thereby evolve them maybe into reading groups? And there's so many things you could do with people. As you said, people don't see that are brilliant people. When you give them a chance, I know people who left Silat and went abroad and became successes in their own right. Why don't they have those opportunities under the PNM, who has represented them for almost 60 years?
Yeah, and Senator, what we're seeing here again is not to say, well, this is one generation, but it seems to be a generational curse. I mean, granny, mommy, uncle, daddy, all caught up in that cycle. And of course, the ones who are privileged enough or have the opportunity to break that cycle, as you said, and migrate, has shown that they are very successful individuals. But here, as we talk about it here and look at it, a lot of it has not changed. I mean, you still have the same policies as far as this. It's basically just a voters' bank. Every 5 years, we'll reach out to them. We simply know that they exist, and we don't want them to cause any sort of problems, any chaos. We don't want any instability, social instability. But yet still, what are the opportunities that you are helping to provide for these young people in these areas?
Well, Mikey, I could not tell it better. The generational curse on Silat is the PNM. PNM is the generational curse because they are not interested in anything to advance the people of Silat. They are not. So believe me, if there was not an imminent general election, Pete Scotland would not have gone on to Silat. He would not have cared whatever happened. Silat's people could kill each other every day, every night. Not him, not Rowley, not Fitzgerald Hines would have gone on to Silat. And that is a fact. And the people in Silat know that. I would quicker go down to Silat and talk with those people than Rowley will ever do that. Than Fitzgerald Hines will ever do that. Qatar will ever do. And these people need true representation because these people are full of potential. And they just need a chance. And the PNM continues to keep them within that dependency syndrome where they're just waiting for something without a true opportunity to fulfill their potential. And that is a fact, because look at generation. And I know people who have left Silat, gone abroad, and done tremendously well. But they are missing the opportunities down here because the PNM will never give them those opportunities. And they know it. They know it. PNM will keep feeding them a data race. You know, it's them Indian, it's them Indian, and them Indian. Nakhid is not Indian, Annie Roberts is not Indian, Julian John is not Indian, Mikee is not Indian. And we are seeking the interest, the best interest of these people. So we have to keep trying to speak with them and keep educating them, Brother Mikee, and hoping that they too wake up and realize that PNM is not their friend. It's PNM is more their enemy than anything else, and has kept them in this cycle. You cannot tell me on the outskirts of our capital city, with the $500 billion that Rowley has spent in 10 years, that is the condition of a community in Trinidad and Tobago. That is a community. And you know, and this is not to disparage, because I know how a people, any community, whether you watch the plight of the Palestinians, how anybody in any situation will make the best of that situation. But honestly speaking, any right-minded citizen looking at that community must say to himself, well, we need to help that community. We need to lift that community out of that poverty level, out of those environmental conditions that they are under. That cannot be right. That cannot be right. Not Silat, not Bitam, not Hope Garden, not all these places that the PNM has pauperized intentionally.
Tell me, I know you've had quite a busy day. You visited one of the new, should I say, institutions, extensions that was open yesterday, and what did you witness?
Typical PNM modus operandi, full of bells and whistles and nothing to show for it. I went into there. I can't tell you, Mikee, only Auntie Tuggy will have an idea how I get into that place. You know, because she will know the environment. So I got into that because I felt that I knew knowing PNM is more immortal than the person. And when I went in there, I was amazed. I alone, knowing PNM lies and fabrications, I was amazed to see the condition of that place. Imagine you are so deceitful. You are so bent on fooling the people of Trinidad and Tobago that you will outfit a whole building from the outside and have nothing inside. The inside is not a incomplete building. It's a bloody gutted building, construction site. Every room looked like a janitorial room. That is how the inside was. When I looked at that, I was amazed. I was amazed that they could be so deceitful, this PNM government, that they know elections coming, and only want to put his plaque on our building. And this is what they pretend after $1.2 billion. In other words, Brother Mikee, instead of saying, let's have about 2 or 3 floors ready for functionality. Let's say, you know, let's forget the 1.2 billion to go on the outside and making it look like fooling the people. Let's have 2 or 3 floors ready to go so that we can start putting people in bed. Not in the corridor, not on floors, not begging for a chair or to be in a bed. So we can really start filling up some of these beds in a much needed poor healthcare system from the housing. No, what they've done, they went full flow deceitful, full flow conmen, political conmen, Stuart Young and Keith Rowley. Make the whole building from the outside look like it's a finished building. And I went inside and of course you saw the video.
Yeah.
It was horrendous, Brother Mikee.
Thank you so much. Any closing comments? Go right ahead.
Well, the closing comment is that people have to realize that what is PNM is about. PNM is not about governance, good governance. PNM is about staying in power and have a keep for money for their friends, family, and finances. You know, everybody, young family get rich, Arawi family get rich, Imbud, everybody get rich, except the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And if race is what is preventing a lot of the PNM supporters from really saying, well, here what, we need a change. Then, Brother Mikey, what can I say? In this month of Ramadan, I have to ask Almighty God to lift the veil off of their eyes and faces and make them open their hearts to doing something that is right, which is removing the PNM.
Yes, indeed. Keep up the good fight, my friend, the General. Keep it up, and let's see what happens as things unfold. Thank you so much again.
Keep doing the good work, big brother Mikey. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.